When they built City Hall, they were looking to build a building that represented the prosperity and growth and modernity of the city of Savannah.
Which is exactly what happened after the turn of the 20th century.
So when it opened, it featured things like an elevator or electricity. You had this grand rotunda you walked in that was, really to sort of show off how well the city was doing.
The fact that the city continues to use the building in its original purpose, its original function, with some changes of use within is a remarkable testament to the commitment of the city of Savannah to preservation. And it's always nice to see a historic building of significance being used in its original function.
But you can imagine over the past 12 decades, despite minor adjustments, fixes, and improvements, how the building is in need of a major restoration.
Naturally, the reuse of any historic building calls for some consideration for modern amenities and how do we continue to use a space, which ultimately is the best way to preserve it, is to use it.
Rebecca Fenwick and her team at Ethos Preservation heads the investigation of existing conditions, preparation of an assessment report, a detailed design and plan for the preservation and restoration of your City Hall.
How do we accommodate those needs? So I think council chambers specifically, thinking about modern technologies, how do we make sure that the cameras and the media folks, as well as the aldermen and the audience, all have the best experience while also ensuring that the historic materials are maintained for the future.
This room is in remarkably intact condition. I know that it's been modified over the years, but the fact that all of the plaster finishes, all the decorative finishes are here.
So we have brass light fixtures, really beautiful historic, the baluster here, as well as the wall paneling, the engaged columns.
There's not a lot of conjecture about what this space looked like originally, and we have beautiful photographs of the space from the period when it opened.
And the detail in the floor, as well as the coffered ceiling, plaster walls, historic wood windows, historic furniture as well as even artwork and lighting, sconces on the wall.
It's a nearly $500,000 preparation phase for this multi-million-dollar project.
We did such a good job of building such a good building, and now it's our job to continue to take care of it. So it's here for another century to come, and it has the bones to do that. We built a building to last.
The scope of the project includes the public spaces, council chambers, and the city archives on the floor below. And of course, the grand entrance into the building. It's a first impression like none other.
When you walk into the building, there's an area we call the lobby. It's got a barrel vaulted ceiling, which is beautiful tile work. Then you pass through the lobby and you enter our 4-story rotunda, where you look up and you can see the railing rings for all 4 floors, the stained glass dome at the top, and there's a fountain in the middle of that. So that's a big sort of wow factor for the building, is that rotunda.
It's truly an honor to be involved in the restoration of our city's perhaps most important building, and certainly at the heart and the center of town.
We're a preservation city, so us taking care of our own historic building is important too. We need to set the example for everyone else about this is how we care for our historic city.
Reporting for SGTV's City Span, I'm Ken Slatz.